Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I've been called out to a customer's house to fit a new dishwasher for them. Now, where they want it hasn't got any plumbing. We do have an electrical socket, so that's nice and easy. Should be able to just plug that in. And underneath the kitchen sink unit, it's only plumbed up for single appliance. So we've got our cold water comes in, T down for the washing machine isolation valve, and we've got a baller fix for the tap. So we've got the washing machine here, and obviously we need to try and get some plumbing over there. So we've got two options. One of them, which is like the best case, is to send a whole new waste pipe in behind this unit, in the back of here, and then pop out over there with a hockey stick. That is the most preferred way of doing this. But I have no space properly behind the washing machine, and in this corner unit, there isn't any space behind. It is literally just there. So that's not very good. And I could run it surface, but yeah, like I said, I haven't got any space behind the washing machine to do that, and then that's going to push the dishwasher. The spacing on this door is really tight as well, so it's not like I can pull the washing machine forward. So the way that I'm thinking of doing the discharge is to swap out the trap with this one with a single for a double, and then we'll probably just come down here and get underneath the kick space and then run in behind all the units and then chuck him into here. Now we're probably going to have to extend him because it's not long enough, and we can either use a corrugated one. These aren't really that good because they do hold things inside all these fins, and we also have a different one which isn't like extendable. So this is 2.5 meters, so that should get us where we need. As what I'm thinking is having the join underneath here, and then we'll just run the discharge from the unit, which is this one, and sort of couple them up underneath here. For the inlet, I don't think I got any option but to run a new pipe from this unit underneath as well with a discharge, and then pop out here with an isolation valve. As when you want to pull these units forward, you need to have some sort of slack so then you can isolate it and disconnect and pull the unit out. So that's my thinking of that. And to get a pipe from A to B, I'm going to be using MLCP again. So this is a metal barrier plastic pipe which uses a press gun. So we've got the rigid 251, and then we're going to be using some Vega fittings to adapt the MLCP onto compression isolation valves. So let's put you down and let's get plumbing. So now that everything is all connected up, I'm going to go turn the water on, and that'll get the house back up and working while we're trying to fish that new pipe in and underneath the cabinet. So with the water main turned back on, we can give it a bit of a test. Let me see down. Let's get the washing machine back up and also the tap. And we can give our waste a nice good test now. And everything there seems to be all gravy. So now that that's all tested and we're happy with that, we can start by getting some pipe in with the MLCP. So what I'll do is I'll bring my laser level in, laser straight down there, mark a hole, drill, and then we can start tucking the pipes underneath the kick space. So now with our 2 drilled holes, we can start fishing some pipework in, and I'm going to fish it in from our new location and try and gain it all the way around. And then we should be able to just bend it up inside the kitchen sink unit and adapt it onto that isolation valve. So that was a nice bit of a struggle, but we have got it up inside the kitchen sink unit, where we can now take this off and put a connector from the MLCP up into the compression. Once that bit's done, then we can just bend that pipe up 90 degrees, clip into the wall, and fit a isolation valve in from there. So pretty good. No joints, just one straight pipe running all the way through is much better than the push fit and also quicker than using copper. So let's turn the feed on underneath the kitchen unit and hopefully we get no leaks. All seems pretty good there. And on this side, we're all live and kicking. So we just turn them on. And no leaks on the unit. So it should be all good now to push the unit back and try and not catch anything on the way through. So with the dishwasher pushed fully back, we've got one final connection to do, and that is the discharge hose. So we've got to, in theory, put this one inside here, but it is a little bit slack. So I'm thinking of using this barb fitting inside this one to make this a little bit wider, and we're probably going to have to cut it in half as there's not enough depth inside this one, as you can see here. So yeah, let's give that a bit of a go. So I'm just going to slice this fit in right behind that big ridge. Hopefully it doesn't split. Okay, so I've got something like that. And what I'll do is I'll put that in here to bulk this one up a little bit, and it'll give somewhere for the Jubilee clip then to get onto here nice. And then we'll just give them a good tighten up. Oh yeah, I think that's pretty snug. I don't think he's going to leak. So for the final connections are all done, I'm going to give it a quick test and make sure that we don't have a problem when we leave. I'm going to put it to, that one would do. Let's go. And with the system on test, I'm just going to wait around for it to do a discharge, as I want to make sure that this waterway is all nice and clear for it. So you can just hear it now. And that sounds pretty good. I haven't got any leaks here either, and also underneath here we need to make sure that this isn't leaking before we close this all up. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. I'll just put this on pause so you can hear me. But yeah, like this job was pretty good. It was a little bit tricky getting the pipework from A to B, but I'm really happy with the output. Like I said, we've got nice isolation valves underneath the kitchen sink unit. We don't have to pull the unit out to isolate if we've got a problem. We can do it from there. And we have some isolators for the inlet behind the machine, and the discharge just had to be this way. It was going to be a nightmare trying to get that waste pipe all the way around, but I think this is going to be okay. Worst comes to worst, we get a problem, I come back, and then we're going to have to just do what we have to do to get that waste pipe across. Like I said, that is the best case scenario, but sometimes in plumbing you just have to do what you need to do. So if you like today's video, please give it a like, drop a comment down below, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you on the next one.